Today, we're digging through ADP data. We're going to find league winners, guys that can blow up from their ADP and help you win a league. The rankings come from my site, sleeperu.com, which you can also find the article linked on smitty1.com. And the reason they're so powerful is they encompass 5 different ADP sources, all averaged together. They're filterable. You can filter it down to just one position if you want. You can compare players and narrow it down to like 2, 4, 5, endless number. But if you wanted to just look at like 5 guys stacked on top of each other, you can filter it down to 5 names. You can search for one player to make it easy to locate. In my opinion, I know I'm biased, but they're the most customizable, filterable, and most powerful ADP rankings you can find in the industry. Get on over to smitty1.com or sleeperu.com and check it out for yourself and drop me a line and tell me how much you like them. Okay, let's get to it. Let's find league winners hiding in ADP data, guys that can help you win a league in 2021. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty.
Take a lap.
Okay, taking a look at the ADP data. I love DK Metcalf here at 18.7. DK, Ridley, AJ Brown, even Justin Jefferson down here at 26.7. All 4 of these guys are deserving of top 12 to 15 overall evaluation. Now, granted, the whole point of this video is to make sure you're using ADP to your advantage. I'm not suggesting that anybody go take Justin Jefferson up at 14, 15 overall, because what I'm showing you is that Justin Jefferson is going to fall into win a league territory, which is right. Where is he at? He's right here. Justin Jefferson, 26.7. I love it. As you can see here, I have ADP source 1, 2, and number 3 is actually a combination of 3 different ADPs. They're a little more inconsistent at times, and you see trending kind of happen a little later as news breaks. So I averaged all 3 of 3, 4, and 5 together so I could water down the inconsistent pieces of them, but still include them because it's important data. You don't want to exclude just the bad stuff, or you won't have a true representation of what people are actually doing out there. But I didn't want the less effective ADP list to have as heavy of a weight as the 1 and 2 sources have, so I averaged the 3 together. I like to think outside the box when I do stuff like this with my strength of schedule stuff. I always add a little twist to it to make sure I account for different variables that other people aren't looking at, and I think this is a great way to come up with the most accurate ADP data around. So again, I love DK, I love Ridley, I love AJ Brown, and I love Justin Jefferson in 2021. They stick out like sore thumbs, even though they're going relatively high, right? But all four could be top 12 overall players in 2021. And that makes them all home run potential hitters when you can get them at the tail end of the second round. They could outperform their ADP by an entire round. They could essentially double in value from their ADP. Mike Thomas isn't like standing out good or bad. He's kind of placed right. I think 29, 33, 25. His average is 29. I think that's about right. That's about where I buy in. I still at that price don't buy in a ton of leagues because I don't want to be left empty-handed. But I think you got to kind of like that value, at least in a couple leagues or one league. 29 overall. I think I'm willing to pay that and take the chance that Mike Thomas can rebound and get back to form. But if he climbs into the second round, I'm out. I love the Clyde Edwards-Helaire value. Look at this bad boy, 31.3. Ranked 32 in source 1, 29 and 2, and sources 3 through 5 got him at 33 on the average, putting him at a grand total of 31.3. One of the best rushing schedules in the NFL according to my strength of schedule tool, which you can find on sleeperu.com. Mixed with getting rid of Damian Williams, mixed with the fact that I think everybody's missing the boat on why Clyde even struggled a little bit in 2021. And I might remind you, he got hurt as well. But Clyde could be in for a huge year, and risk is baked into this one right here at 31.3. If he was going at 10, 12 overall again, there wouldn't be any risk baked into this situation. But in this case, just like a couple years back when people were holding on to Dalvin Cook's risk when people would take him at top 5. He fell all the way down to the end of the second round, and people were still holding on to, well, Dalvin Cook's a risky top 5. Smitty, why do you like him? And I kept saying, and it's in the intro video of every video we have here.
Top 5 running back.
Top 5 running back.
Top 5 running back.
He had top 5 running back appeal, but you could get him in the late second round. But yet everybody kept saying,
he's risky.
He might not be a top 5 running back.
Smitty.
You have to learn to recalibrate your thinking when a player falls too far. As I always tell you, there's that line in the sand where a player goes from overvalued, and flips into undervalued in an instant. Clyde is undervalued in the 30s overall. Packaged in risk, top 5 to 10 running back. You heard me right. Top 5 to 10 running back potential in a potent offense where he didn't get to learn PPR, pass protection work because of COVID, like a lot of rookies. Everybody making assumptions for themselves. Oh, he's not going to be the goal line back in 2021 because he failed at the job in 2020. I love how everybody's speaking for Andy Reid on that. And I love how people don't look at every carry he got when he got stuffed. There were 4 or 5 guys around him crowding him the moment he touched the football. Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't get taken down by one tackler in open space. If you don't think the Chiefs are going to utilize him in draw plays and plays near the end zone where they can pitch it to him, you got another thing coming to you because Clyde's going to drop fire in 2021. I am all in at this risk versus reward ratio. I love Najee Harris, 35, 31, 30, and 32 average. I'd take Najee at 15 overall. Don't tell anybody. And while I think he'll climb, and I think he already is climbing, and ADP data is kind of trying to catch up, he still might go at 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 in a lot of leagues, and that's a steal. I don't think he becomes risky until you breach the 14 and up range. I'll take him at 15, 16 all day long. I'm not comfortable with many second-round running backs aside from Gibson and Harris. I don't love Mixon. I'm not going near Swift. And while we're on that topic, let's go to Swift. 24, 16 in the middle, column 2. That ADP list has him at 16, 26 on the average column of sources 3, 4, and 5. 22 overall. He's a second-round pick. He does not deserve to be a second-round pick. There is so much risk around this situation. I don't know how people are in their right mind expecting return on investment value that comes anywhere near late second-round value. Lost his quarterback, lost his star wide receiver. Even the tight end Hawkinson's going to go down because he's got to build rapport with a new quarterback. That all affects everything. And when you say to me, Smitty, but he should be the only guy there getting volume, guess what? They probably won't move the chains, even if they throw the ball a ton in the third and fourth quarter, and I expect them to. And somehow, Swift gets heavily involved in a lot of games in the third and fourth quarter. They're still not going to move the chains effectively. It's going to be 3 and out, 3 and out. I would be shocked if the Lions won more than 2 games or even 1 game in 2021. I'm staying so clear away from Swift, it's not even funny. I love Herbert, 57, 52, 60, an average of 56.3. Give me that all day long. I am an early QB drafter, but I'm also a late QB drafter. I defend both approaches vigorously. And the only reason people coin me as the early QB drafter or supporter is because somebody needs to defend you guys to draft Mahomes at 3.1. Nobody should be taking him at 12 overall or in the first round at all. You can get away with much later. But for anybody that wants to push the envelope and take him at 18, I support you because it's all about landing your other picks. Taking into account my examples from last year when I debated this all day long with people in January and February, because I debated with people in January, I debated with people in August. In January, I told everyone if I take Mahomes at 3.1 and you take a wide receiver, let's say it's Allen Robinson, I'm going to take a breakout like DK Metcalf or AJ Brown, who were had in the 4th and 5th round in January and February last offseason when I'm making this argument. I get Mahomes and AJ Brown. I get Mahomes and DK when they were going in the 4th and 5th round. You got A-Rob in your quarterback. Who won? Who beat who? It's all about landing that 4th or 5th round pick. Wherever the other person is taking their quarterback, you're comparing apples to apples. So stop with the old, you can't take a quarterback early. But guess what? I do take a quarterback late too. I take the best player available. If that's Mahomes at 3.1, it's Mahomes. If Ridley or AJ Brown fall, like ADP suggesting they could, that's probably going to be the best player available. Why? Because I love this man right here. Where'd he go? Herbert, 56.3. Justin Herbert. And how did I pass my boy Ceedee Lamb? Holy 48, 46 with an average of 47.3. This is it, folks. You wanted to win a league player looking at ADP data. We found our winner. Where's our winner button? We have found our winner, ladies and gentlemen. The number one breakout player to win your league based on ADP data is Ceedee Lamb at 47.3. Don't expect to get him that late in every league or any very, very competitive league, but ADP suggesting that I think 40 is probably a very realistic possibility in a majority of your leagues out there, especially if you're drafting like now. And I get that. Smitty, why would you draft early? Guys could get hurt. Because you can take advantage of things like this that are far more reliable than worrying about an injury that could strike anybody. I draft early. I love drafting early because of things like this. You can't take advantage of a Ceedee Lamb at 40 to 48 in August. Mark my words. He'll be a second or third round player. Maybe he could climb into the bottom of the second by the end of August. What makes you think we aren't moving his ADP in our mock drafts every single day? Javonte Williams is interesting at 49. Even, this is redraft. This is pretty interesting. 63.7 Jamar Chase. I kind of like that. I love Michael Carter at 67. He could be a running back too. I like Devonta Smith. He could have a big year even as a rookie. Claypool's interesting at 73. I wouldn't be shocked if the recent Mike Davis photo vaulted him up from the steal range of 75 all the way up to like a, good God, he could climb all the way to the 40s. He could climb all the way up to this like Godwin value 44 or Kareem Hunt value 45. Don't be shocked at all if that's what you got to pay for Mike Davis moving forward. So this ADP is going to adjust based on that photo that's going around everywhere on Instagram and social media. Take a look at Trey Sermon at 78. That can win you a league. I like Chark at 77. Drake's pretty good at 84. This could be the starter in Las Vegas, and he's going at 84 because people are worried about who's getting all the work. I mean, Jacobs, where was Jacobs up here at freaking, it was ridiculously high. Oh yeah, 32 overall. I would rather have Drake than Jacobs straight up. And Drake's going down in the 84 range. Crazy. Logan Thomas is a steal at 93. He finished number 3 out of all tight ends in 2021, which is very shocking. You don't believe me. I didn't believe it when someone told me it. Number 3. He finished number 3 in fantasy football. He's going to 93. And Robert Tonyan, I don't even know if he's on this list right here. Robert Tonyan too. Robert Tonyan was number 4. Logan Thomas was number 3. They're both big time sleepers. If you need a tight end sleeper in 2021, why are people sleeping on these two guys? They're probably the only two that I could call very good values after the big, 3 or 4. Oh, you know what? We have now a tie for a league winner looking at ADP data. We have another candidate here. I think we tied Jeudy and Lamb. 98. How can you not win a league with Jerry Jeudy at 98? And if you think, oh, I can't get him at 98. Well, across 5 different sources, 94, 99, and an average between 3 at 101. That means it's probably pretty safe to say you could get him at 85 to 90 pretty much on lock right now. That can win you a league in 2021. This is your wide receiver 3, your secret weapon wide receiver 3. Absolutely love it. Give me another round of the win a league sound. Jerry Jeudy and Ceedee Lamb, baby. I kind of like that Joe Burrow at 86.7 up there. I might be missing a couple people, so call it out in the comments if you like somebody that I might be passing by. I'm trying to go through here pretty thoroughly, but I see somebody and I jump down and I might skip over somebody. Tony Pollard, 109. That's almost worthy of the horn. In fact, let's give it a little toot. We'll give it a half toot because Tony Pollard can win a league at 109. I love that value. Antonio Brown's pretty interesting at 126. I kind of like that. There's Bobby Boy Tonyan, 126.3. I almost want to push the button again, but we're not gonna waste it on Bobby Boy Tonyan. But oh my God, that's your tight end grab. 126 people. 11 TDs in 2021. You may not think he'll repeat it, but Aaron Rodgers loves this man, and they didn't fully utilize him right away, and he earned more trust with A-Rod as the season went along. This is your steal tight end. I get that question like 100 times a week. Who's the next breakout tight end, Smitty? It's such a thin pool. Look at Bobby Boy Tonyan at 126. I've answered the question for the rest of the season. There you go. Alexander Mattison almost gets a toot of the horn at 131. I love that value. And then that kind of puts us, at the end of what is this, 140 for ADP. Those are your picks. You can find all this at sleeperu.com. Make sure you get on over to my site, sleeperu.com. You can see it both behind me and up on the screen here. This ADP ranking is free for the moment, so go utilize it. Get on sleeperu.com and you'll see the ADP ranking article right there on the homepage and just toy around with it. It's so great. You can select like one player and then you can quickly look at what that player's ADP average is rather than sorting through the whole thing. You can add a player to compare, so we'll click on Gibson. Now we have two players to look at, Gibson and AJ Brown. You can add a third, a fourth, a fifth. You can add as many players as you want. Now we have 3 players to look at. And if you want to clear one of them, you just click the name right here and it takes them off. You click it again, takes them off. You click it again, has no more players filtered, so it gives you the entire ADP. You can then sort by position. Let's look at running backs. It tells you their ADPs along the side. You can also type in a name right here by going Gibson, and then Gibson shows up. It's the best ADP tool out there. I know I'm biased, but show me an ADP tool that is better or more useful than this bad boy right here. Ceedee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Tony Pollard, Alexander Mattison, Bobby Boy Tonyan. I've given you a number of players that can win you a league based on their ADP. And if you draft them around their ADP and even a smidge higher to ensure you get them, you can win and dominate your league in 2021. Now go get them. Get on over to HeySmitty.com and text me on demand. Let's work on trade offers. Cook something up for your team and get you in a position to win. It's all at HeySmitty.com, and find all my content at Smitty1.com.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back.
You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty.